So hi everyone, my name's Gillian. I'm from Manchester, England, and I've chosen to have a gastric sleeve surgery with Dr. Metin Karadeniz. Coming out of the airport then, on arrival, I was met by the team. They've got a fleet of cars, big kind of caravel cars, so you're not crammed into the back of a car. So all the luggage kind of gets put away. They were literally at the doors, and I was worried because I did a flight with Turkish Airlines, so I went from Manchester to Istanbul, Istanbul to Izmir. So I was worried about, am I going to come out the domestic internal flights or international? But the team knew exactly where I was, so I wasn't worried at any stage. As I walked out the door, they were there waiting for me. So I felt really reassured. You're not going to come to a different country and them not know where you are. So I was greeted really nicely by Sezen and by the drivers, who then took me straight to the hospital. So the name of the hospital that I'm in is Özel Sağlık Hastanesi. It's in Izmir. It's a beautiful, newly refurbished hospital. I came to the hospital straight away last night when we landed, and I had a COVID test. The COVID test can take 8-9 hours to get the results, so it was important that we got that done last night. I also had last night a blood thinning injection ahead of my surgery today to make sure that the timeline, it had enough time to be in my body ahead of the surgery. So this morning I got picked up at 8 o'clock. At first we went to the doctor's office and I met with the nutritionist first, it was really interesting actually. She explained the meeting we were going to talk about my own goals, what we would do first, how my body is, and then talk about the plan after. So I stood on the machine, sorry I don't know the name of it, but basically it tells you where you store all your fat on your body. It calculates everything for you. So then that was transferred and written down, my height, my weight. So we worked out my goal weight, where I am now, how much I've got to lose, and my target, which will be in 9 months' time. She explained to me that I carry most of my fat around my stomach and quite a lot in my legs as well, which you'll know carrying fat around your stomach leads to heart problems and heart disease. So this is the right thing. You know, there's not a question in my mind that I'm not doing the right thing to make a healthier version of me. So she spoke to me about the diet afterwards. So I'm going to do 15 days liquid diet, and they've given me some protein soups that I'll be eating, and that will be kind of, you know, obviously I'll be full with that 4 times a day. So 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Between every mouthful, I should wait 3 minutes before I have another mouthful of soup. I have to drink water as well. It's really important that your body keeps moving. She talked me through that, the vitamins that I'm going to be taking afterwards. The liquid diet will be 15 days, and then I'll move on to Puree Diet. So Puree Diet is basically just mashed up foods, 15 days, eating the same 4 times in a day, small meals, and I should avoid potatoes, pasta and white breads. They're hard for your body to digest. After that time, you can start to introduce normal foods and just see how your body reacts to those. So after 1 month, I'll be back to eating normal food 4 times a day, and I'll be drinking, very importantly, 2 litres of water every day. One of the things she did advise is after the surgery, you can't eat and drink at the same time. So you should stop drinking 45 minutes before you eat your meal, and then no more water for 45 minutes after the meal either. Now what that does, because your belly's so tiny, it allows your body to absorb the protein and the nutrient-rich soup that you're drinking. And if we drank too soon, you'll get pains, wind pains more, and your body will just flush it through the system. So I went and met the surgeon, who talked me through all the operation, all the risks that are attached to the operation, the benefits of the operation, where my target weight should be within the next 9 months, the work that I need to do, you know, the walking and what he expects from me as well. Obviously this operation is going to take the weight away on its own. There's still work that I need to do for it. One of the things I wasn't waiting for, and I thought was amazing, was as he was writing his notes, it showed me on the TV everything that he was writing. Just thought that was a really good thing. Also, he drawn diagrams and could explain everything to me in English expertly about where we are, what the operation's actually going to do. My health concerns, so looking at my high blood pressure, where we are at the moment, obviously the key benefits of how that's going to help me. His background and his experience was really useful for me, just as like a sounding board. I asked him lots and lots of questions about my blood pressure, my polycystic ovaries, and my insulin resistance as well. So after all that, we were transported then in their car to the hospital. We've come in the hospital room. The hospital is absolutely outstanding. The rooms are as nice as a 5-star hotel. You're really comfortable here. And the bathrooms, they're just absolutely amazing. So, of course, I'm over the moon happy. When I first got here, I had my bloods done. They put the cannula in, and the cannula will be ready for the operation. So there's not getting pulled and tested too many times. I've had the bloods done, the cannula's in, and the staff are fantastic. They're coming in every 2 minutes just to check on you. Can we do anything else for you? Is there anything else you would want? I actually have my own guide, I would call him, who works for the hospital, and there's lots of checks that we need to do today. The guide from the hospital actually walks me to all my consultants, and I go from one door into the next consultant. Everybody's just waiting for me. There's not a lot sitting around waiting, not understanding where I am. So I had a full ECG. After the ECG, I went and met a cardiologist. He done a scan of my heart, and as they were doing it, they're talking me through, this is this chamber of your heart, these are your valves. There's, he was telling me things like there's no damage there. And it was really positive actually to have that experience with an expert telling you about your internal organs and what they actually really look like. So that was excellent, and I wasn't expecting it, but I feel brilliant about it. Following the cardiologist, I went to have a radiology, and they did a X-ray of all my chest. Following the radiologist, I went to see liver consultant, and I had a ultrasound of my stomach. And again, he showed me all my internal organs on the screen, gave me feedback on how they are, so that, told me the condition that they're working in, and they were all fantastic. But it was really great to have that conversation with these experts. It's like a full body MOT. I know I don't have anything to worry about on the inside either. So that was really reassuring for me. I've come back to my room now. I've got one more test I think I need to go and do later on, but the anaesthetist has just been in. He again explained everything to me, checked some of your background, just kind of told me step by step what's going to happen, and he was really nice. So yeah, that's where we are. I'm looking forward to being post-op and sitting here and telling you that everything's good, it's done, and we're on the road to getting better. Hi everyone, so I had my operation yesterday. So the anaesthetist actually came to the room beforehand, before the operation, and just checked and confirmed my health conditions, everything that was wrong, anything that I was worried about, scared about, if I had any allergies to anything. Good questions to make sure that you know about. He asked if I'd had any operations before, what general anaesthetic I'd used, making sure there was, even though everything was already written in the paperwork, he wanted to make sure that we'd covered all the bases. And again, perfect English, we understood each other really well. Going down to the operation, they wheeled me down in my bed. I was all gowned up ready, had the lovely hat for my hair, and they took me down to the endoscopy room. I was met with the surgeon, the surgeon's nurse. They travel everywhere together and do all the operations together. So no matter what hospital you're in, just be sure that Metin is going to be your surgeon, and he has a sane team that helps look after him. His trusted team are always there next to him, doesn't matter what hospital it is. So the nurses prepared me for the operation. I'd said to the surgeon, that's the bit I was actually scared of. It was the bit, I'm not worried about the getting better, but I was worried about the being put to sleep. So they listened to that fact, and just literally as soon as I was in the room, as soon as it was safe to do so, they got me to sleep, so I wasn't panicking for long. I can't really remember being in the room for any more than 5 minutes. It was really, really quick. The next thing I remember is obviously the operation's gone ahead. We filmed the operation. I came round in a recovery room. Then I was brought back to the room. I think in total, I was probably gone 2 hours from leaving the room to coming back. I think the operation probably took about 45 minutes, something like that, but we can double check. And then you have an hour kind of in recovery stage, just to make sure that you come round and they're happy with all your statistics, and then they bring you back to the room. When I woke up, I had a small amount of pain, and it's uncomfortable, so you probably shouldn't call it pain. It's uncomfortable on your stomach. that's because when you have the operation keyhole, they pump your stomach with air on top of it, so they can see what they're doing with the tools, obviously because it's performed in a keyhole way. So they're very clear in that the fact we need to get up, we need to be walking around. That's the only way you're going to get rid of this gas. So once we came back to the room, I rested. I need to drink 30 millilitres of water every 30 minutes. It's quite easy to remember. So what we tried to do was every time I drank 30 millilitres of water, I had a little walk at the same time. And I also found that sitting on the bed and just doing like kind of slight wiggles just to move your stomach around got the gases moving as well, so that really helped. We stayed up quite a lot last night, just making sure that I was having enough water, doing enough of the walking, and then we kind of fell asleep early hours of this morning. One thing I have to say, my husband has travelled with me. They've brought him dinners, they've brought him breakfasts, they've been really just as nice at looking after him as what they've done with me. Everybody that I've met has been so nice and just very caring about you and who you are and what's your situation, and I found that really lovely. So this is first day post-op. This morning, the nurse who was with my team, Metin, yesterday, he came in to see me early and he asked what we'd done the night before. I told him we'd done 30 milligrams of water every 30 minutes and a 5-minute walk up and down the corridor. So he was really happy that we'd done that. But today he said you need to increase your water. So you need to drink 30 millilitres of water every 10 minutes. Which after the operation, that's probably the hardest part about all of this, is trying to get that fluid into you because your stomach's so small now. 2 sips, I don't need any more. So you just need to be really making sure that you've got the water sat there all the time. One tip that we've done is we've set a little timer that just goes off every 10 minutes and we know that that's the time that we need to drink, because it's easy just to forget. So that was this morning. I was then given my breakfast, which was soup. So I'll be on the soups now for 15 days and I have them 4 times a day. I need to drink between 4 and 8 tablespoons. That's your meal. So I managed 5 and I thought that was really good. Metin, the surgeon and nutritionist, came to see me from this morning as well later on, just checking how am I doing. So when Metin came in, he had a really good feel around of my stomach. And I thought, gosh, that's going to be sore, but it wasn't. He literally just felt all around my stomach where everything is. He said the operation went really well. He gave me great feedback. All I've got in now is the drain and the cannula. So the drain should be coming out in the next kind of day or so. And it's not uncomfortable, it just kind of sits next to you. You just need to remember to take it with you when you walk. I'm hooked up to a hook so I can go up and walk up and down the corridors without ringing the nurses and troubling them. All the nurses have been fabulous. I get my blood pressure checked, I think every half an hour. They're in to just really monitor how's my blood pressure, my temperature, and my pulse rate as well. I think that checks the oxygen level as well, the one on your finger. But they've been fabulous. Anything I've needed, they're straight away to go and find out the information that I might need. And it's all, so far, so good. So all in all, day 1 post-op, I'm feeling great. I actually didn't think I'd feel this good. We've been up and walking around, having jokes, and just actually relaxing and having as best a time we can, really. My only regret is that I didn't do this years ago. So hi there, I'm now day 2 post-op. It's not even been a full 48 hours yet, I'll be really honest, it's been about 40 hours since the operation. So day 2 post-op, I'm feeling fantastic. I've had the drain taken out, I've had the cannula and all of the fluids and everything like that, they've all been taken out as well. I'm much more active. Since the operation, I made a conscious effort to be up and walking around every half an hour, sticking to the rules, and today I'm just having actually no problems at all. I'm up and down. I can't believe I've had surgery 2 days ago. Last night I slept the entire night. I had such a good deep sleep last night. I feel amazing for that today. This morning I've woke up and I had soup, again 5 tablespoons, and I've nearly drank half my first litre of bottle of water already. I don't feel any hunger whatsoever, which is fantastic, is what I wanted. And drinking the water, I have to take that really slowly. So I followed the rules step by step, and day 2, I feel pretty much back to normal already. The biggest change that I'm finding today, on the second day, is that I can get up and down and walk around. I'm much more mobile and back to my normal self. So day 2 is wonderful. Every day I think you wake up and you feel so much better than the day before. The key is getting a good amount of sleep, drinking and walking around as much as possible. Every day the doctor's been in to see me. Last night about 8 o'clock, I think after his surgeries had finished, he came back in to check on me again. Again, another check of my stomach, another check on the drain. He was really happy with the level from the drains, so that was good. This morning, Dr. Metin came in to see me again, gave me another check of my stomach. I had the drain out this morning, so Dr. Metin's nurse actually came, took the drain out for me this morning, and that's the last attachment now finished. I can have a shower later on today, which I'm so excited for, just to wash my hair and feel back to normal. So the drain came out, that wasn't painful at all. And then afterwards when Dr. Metin came, he was checking after the drain had come out, was there any problems, which there wasn't, everything was again fine. We had a chat about how I'm feeling. He said I'm looking again so much better. They kept referring back to the water that I was drinking. So today, a very quiet day. The hospital staff are fantastic here at Look. They're in the room, they're cleaning, they're checking on me constantly. The staff are just, they're second to none. The service has been outstanding from start to finish, from all the staff, from all the clinic staff as well. I have my contact Sezin, who has been my contact from the beginning of this whole journey. She pops in every day to check how I'm doing, how I'm feeling. Yesterday, it sounds a little thing, but she brought us some baby wipes and some bottles of water. She brought my husband a coffee. So those little things, the little touches actually mean quite a lot of difference. One thing that I should say actually with Look, my husband wasn't expecting his meals to be provided. We just thought that my soup would be provided. But the hospital staff have brought him meals every day. He has breakfast, lunch and dinner here. And he said the meals are fantastic. So he's really happy he's being fed. He stays with me in the hospital room, which I'm really pleased about. Being in a different country, it can be scary and daunting. As much as the team have made it fantastic, it's nice to have that person with me. And I know that if we'd had the surgery in England, like I wanted to originally, my husband could never have stayed with me in the room. He would have had to go home at nights and leave me. Whereas I think that's been a real comfort that we've been able to do that while we've been here. So yeah, all in all, day 2, wonderful. I'm feeling, I can't explain how I'm feeling. In my head, I can't get over the fact that I had surgery 2 days ago. It doesn't make any sense. I can stand up, sit down, I can walk around without any pain, any discomfort. I'm in a really good place. So I think it's one of the best decisions I've made. The gas pain, yeah, it was there, but it's not crippling and you'll be fine. So I think it's the best decision that I've made. Yesterday was day 2 and the doctors came in. I received some antibiotics just to make sure there's no infection and some more fluids just to flush through my system. I didn't need any painkillers all day yesterday, so I didn't have any. They were there if I needed them, but I wasn't in any pain. The gas pain had gone, so I was really pleased. Just made sure that I kept walking around, so followed all the rules and I feel really good for it. This morning I'm being discharged from hospital, so it's day 3 post-op. I will leave the hospital today and move back to the hotel for another 3 nights. I've been given a nutrition program and all of the nutrition that I need for the next 3 days. That will look like still soup 4 times a day, but added in an extra protein drink and some milk and maybe an iron also, as well as potentially a fruit drink as well, an apple juice. So I've been given absolutely everything that I need for that. I'm looking forward to just relaxing and slowly getting better. I've done lots of walking around, there's no issue with me or my pain. Some of my top tips for coming to surgery will be take lots of pictures. Before you're thinking about having surgery, take pictures and pictures of your starting point. Take your measurements of your body and make sure that you can document your transition to losing the weight. So good luck and I hope it works out for you.
Today is 4th day after surgery.
Yeah.
And you have lost 3.4 kilogram. You know kilogram?
I know kilograms. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, half stone. It's true.
Yes, half stone. It's very good.
Thank you. I think the whole experience of coming over and having gastric sleeve surgery with Dr. Metin Karadeniz and the whole team here has been excellent from start to finish. I've felt really well informed. I'm really pleased by the English speaking capability because that's a concern. Every single doctor that I've met, every specialist, every person that's helped me has spoke fantastic English. So thank you to all the team, thank you to all the support. I know the support doesn't end today, even though it's our last appointment. We'll continue to speak to each other. I'll continue to have appointments with nutritionists for the next 5 years to make sure that I make the right choices in the future. So here's to weight loss and progress. Thank you.